Hi, everyone. Welcome to this week's KickoffLabs marketing chat. This week, we are going to be reviewing your landing pages live. We've had quite a few pages submitted in the last month since we've done landing page reviews, and we'll do another one next month. But I'm going to prioritize pages for people that are here. So it looks like there's a few of you that have joined us live. So for those of you that have joined us live, welcome. Please post in the chat. And say hello. I'm over in the chat, say hello. And if you have a page that you'd like us to get to, feel free to post it here and we'll make sure that we get to that page. A couple people posted already and we'll make sure to get to those pages. The next thing I'll say is that I do encourage people to chat their own perspectives and questions. It looks like we've got a rather intimate group today, so if you want to have some conversations about best practices, I'm happy to do that as well for your landing pages. This is brought to you by KickoffLabs. We specialize in setting up viral contests. People use our service to set up refer a friend style giveaways, sweepstakes, promotions, and product launches. So here's kind of an example of what we specialize in, being able to set up a refer a friend campaign where you can invite friends and earn amazing rewards and track the number of people that have signed up and send out rewards for each of those referral numbers. We make that really easy to set up. You can be up and running in a few minutes. But the heart of it is you still need to get people to convert, and that's why we do a topic like this where we actually go ahead and review your pages and try and improve your conversion rates, because these reviews can really help improve the conversion rates. So let's start. The first page that got submitted in the chat today was from Robbie, and I believe he submitted solipoints.com. And he says, the page says, Soli, it pays to save the planet. Soli is the loyalty app that saves the planet while saving you money. So just looking at that copy, I like the concept, it pays to save the planet. But then the second line, Soli is the loyalty app that saves the planet while saving you money. I would flip the benefits a little bit to people. So you've already said it pays to save the planet. And so explain that line a little bit more. So lead with save money while saving the planet with the Soli loyalty app. Because right now you're leading with you, where it's like Soil is a loyalty app, but not the benefit. And so I would flip that around and lead with the benefit. So you actually start over here, save money, save the planet with our loyalty app. So if you read that backwards, I think it'll make a lot more sense. And then this line explains it more. So earn 1 to 5% cash back and reduce 2 pounds of CO2 with every dollar you spend. That's below the sign up here. I would consider just maybe putting it with the sentence up here, or maybe just, use this sentence, earn 1 to 5% cash back and reduce 2 pounds of CO2 with every dollar you spend with our loyalty app. So maybe this is the sentence that's here instead of saying save money. And I think that might make a little more sense for what you're doing if you lead with those benefits. I feel like this next section of the page needs a headline which says how this works. Because this is essentially what it is. You've got this step-by-step, like link your cards, earn points as you shop, save the planet, earn cash. But I feel like it's missing a big headline that says how Soli works, how it benefits you. I feel like if you just have that headline, it'll tie this section together, because right now it feels like it's sort of random here. It just goes right into it without having a headline that describes this section and adds a little bit more space to it. I would also add a little bit more space between this section and this section. So there's a little bit more space between here and here. And you've got this video, which is great. I'm not going to play the video while we're on the chat. Again, I feel like this is where, like in this how it works section, you've got this rather kind of blank phone over here. Maybe it's best to take the video and put the video up here on the right side over here instead of this phone, because the video kind of goes with how it works. and you've got it, then you have it written out in text, you've got the video and the whole section. Then I would say, like, our mission, this is such a great line. I mean, I would almost just have it on its own in this section, like just a headline that says our mission, and just a piece of text that says to leverage consumer spending to reduce CO2 emissions, fight climate change, and support sustainable business community. Like it's a great line to have because it pulls people into a cause, and people can be really affected and motivated if they're pulled into a cause. So I like it. I would just think about how you can kind of center it and focus it and put the video back up here next to this other content. I don't like generic headlines like this, like it says for users. And so I would think about, again, why solely is right for you. So you're more specific to your product, like you're saying why it's right, because you're kind of restating the benefits, which came from up here. And then you sort of repeat them in the step-by-step, and then you're repeating them down here, but in a different way. It's like why this is right for you. And I think that that will sound a little bit better. And it's okay to repeat these things several times on the page in different ways, because you never know what'll get people to get in. We got this section. See, 4,000 merchants. I don't know what this means. Like, I don't know why. Like, these merchants give you 5% cash back, or are these the only ones it works at? I don't understand what I get, like why this would convince me to sign up. Oh, here's a headline, how it works. Step 1, link your card. Step 2, earn points to shop. Step 3, save the planet. Step 4, get paid. I really like the way this section is much better than this top section. I would really flip that. I would take this whole piece, how it works, and put it up here and get rid of this, because this is really not nearly as nice as this section down here. And I think this section is more important. Then maybe you do the video. You could still keep it in this section, but just put it on its own line, like center this mission text and put the video below it. Or even, you can put the video on the top here section of the page. So keep going down, how it works. I have no idea what these random logos mean. It's not going to convince me to sign up. And then you've got a contact us. I don't understand the purpose of this. Why would I contact you instead of signing up? It's like a second call to action, but it's not necessarily the main call to action you want people to take. So do you really need this section on the page? And my answer is, if you're saying, you don't really need it, I mean, could this be on one of these sub page, like, user terms, or a second page, like a contact page? Because it's not really helping convince me to sign up. Like this page, the job of it has to be to convince me to sign up rather than seeing who's in charge or who's founding the company. So I'd really think about getting rid of this section. Then maybe have a headline to this section that says, what's special about us, or something that's there. And then if I come in here and I say request an invite, what do I get out of requesting an invite? Are you going to let me in? Is there a benefit immediately to getting in here? I don't quite know what I'm requesting invite for, like why I should request an invite. So you need to think about what's the immediate incentive here to request the invite. And so let's see what happens if I sign up, and maybe that'll tell me that there's some incentive behind the scenes. So I sign up. Thanks, you're in line for the Sully app. You've just removed 1 pound of CO2 emission. I don't know how that worked, but maybe request an invite. The promotion on the front page could be request an invite, and we'll reduce CO2 emissions by 1 pound, or we'll credit you with 1 pound of emission things. And then you're saying can't wait, skip the line by referring friends. I would be specific, referrals to skip the line by referring 3 friends. The more friends you join, the sooner you get access. I feel like you've got too many lines here, just pick one. We also now have the option to make these buttons larger. And I feel like there's a little bit too much space at the top of the page. Like I feel like this image should be up higher on the page, and then you'd be able to see the sharing, and then I would make these links bigger. on the page here, and I think that would be beneficial for your sharing. Let me go back and see if there are any questions or comments. Let's see, Robbie. Okay, Robbie, if you have any questions or comments about the review, let me know. Happy to answer them. It looks like the next page we have is from Procase at Jean-Luc Praz. So I'm going to open that page. Now, this page was originally in Spanish, and it's been translated for my benefit into English. So I'm going to apologize if some of my feedback is based on a poor translation. And I'm going to try and stick to just stick to some basics about this. The first thing that stuck out to me is this form is really long, and does it need to be so long on this page? So I wouldn't necessarily have such a long form unless you need every bit of that information. Like, are you really going to use all of the information on this customer request that you have here? The second thing is, this isn't really a landing page because you've got links to these other landing pages, which can be distracting to the primary call to action, which is down here. And so I would think about maybe testing the page without this section if you're just driving traffic directly to it. The next thing is this translated as submit. And I think that's it's not the best way to do it. So if you're requesting information, this should sort of match that, like, get my quote or give me a quote, or whatever because you're saying quote your course in Procase, like quote my course would be a better call to action there. You never really want to tell the user to submit. When I scroll down, it says 1,000 courses available, 10 businesses and customers user experience. This is a good little section, but I feel like it's squeezed too much against the footer. Like, the whole page feels really squeezed to me. Like, it could breathe a little bit more, some more space in the top, some more space here, some more space here. And then this whole section, like, this is just a lot of text. And I'm not going to review the text because it's probably a bad translation, but you could probably deal with half the amount of text in this section to get people to fill out a form that's half as long, and you'll have double the conversion rate on this page. The other thing is, I feel like even though this is a contrasting color, the submit color of the button doesn't necessarily stand out. I think you'd be better off if the form was a more neutral colored background instead of the red. So if I took this background, I'll just play with this for a second because I can. And we said, let's make, it's going to change a whole lot of things. So I don't mean to change the other parts of your menu, just that one piece, but it's going to feel a little bit less screamy at people, and then this button stands out more here. But again, I wouldn't change this red, just the background of that piece. And it just feels a little bit more peaceful, just having a more neutral background color than red. Red sort of tells people psychologically, like, stop or danger or warning. And so I hate having a form surrounded by red. It's like pushing the nuclear button or something, like, do not push this button. And so I just, anything you can do to make the form and the piece around it not actually be red, I think would be beneficial to the conversion rate here. I think it's okay to have this as red because if it's to excite people about these numbers, it's useful. But like, I just think twice. I think people subconsciously think twice when they see the color red surrounding a form. So just think about that when you're designing the update to this page. That's really all the feedback I can give. I can't, like I said, I can't give feedback on the headlines or anything because it's probably a bad translation of things. But I can just kind of give that comment I did on the comments I have on the layout today. So if you have any questions, post them in the chat. And let's see who else has posted here. Procase. Joe says, hi, everyone. Would love this page reviewed. Let's take a look at this. And then I guess says, hi, I'd love to have the SciPop pages reviews and festival looks. What's the URL of the FizzPop pages? And let's look at this page here. right, so the very first thing about this page is that I don't know what it is and I can't see the call to action. It looks like scroll, 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 scroll. Oh, there's one, like a button, but it's all the way down. It's kind of small and in the middle of the page. Oh, there's another one, there's another one. But you really dot the end of the page with these calls to action. I feel like you need to put it right here, somewhere near the top of the page, so you see it on the first section. The other thing is just the layout of this page. Like you've got this wall of text. So I come to this landing page, like you've advertised to me, and you come to these landing pages, and you're telling this personal story, which is great. Like I was intimidated watching the Ironman. I never thought I could do it. Blah 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 blah. But like it'd be much better if you had one of these pictures next to it, helping so that people can relate to the story with the picture, and I think that would help. And so what I would do is start with the more aspirational headline. I love this headline: anyone can finish a triathlon. So I would start it with the headline: anyone can finish a triathlon. I would tell your story here, and I would have one of those pictures here as the aspirational end goal. And then I would have right below this text, I would have a statement that says, finish my own triathlon. And so that way, right on this first page, you're telling people what the benefit is. Like you're saying, I'm going to teach you how to finish a triathlon, or I'm going to coach you how to finish a triathlon. Here's, you can trust me because you can see me. I'm telling a personal story, and there's a call to action. Then to go into this longer story where you explain why anyone can finish a triathlon, I think is fine to have just this longer bit of text, and then to show before. And you can use any of these pictures at the top to show people to go along with your story. The point is just people are drawn to faces and a personal story. And so to have the personal story and an image that backs it up, that's a face that backs it up, is going to be is going to help your conversion rate. The other thing I would do, if you could, this top bar. Oh, there's an exit intent. Oh, look at this! Subscribe and get our free comprehensive 14-day course on living a lifestyle of fitness, and sign me up. Like, why isn't this course mentioned anywhere here? Like, there's not change your life. It's not anything else. Does this pop up the same thing? Oh, it does the Calendly thing here. So here's what I would recommend doing instead. Instead of having people go through this process, what I would do is say, change your life, the call to action button. Have them sign up for your email list. Then you redirect them to the Calendly page after they sign up for your email list. Because if they're going to sign up for your email list, redirect them to the Calendly page, have them pick a date that they can get their coaching. But at least then you've got an email address that you can market to. Because right now you're potentially missing ongoing marketing to people who might pick a date and then not show up. And you've got this nice incentive, which I can't come back because it was an exit intent window about the 14-day, but you don't mention that anywhere on this page. And so you really want to mention that immediate incentive. Oh, there it is down here. Like, this should be your main call to action, and maybe just even the form directly on the page next to the personal story with the incentive of sign up for the 14-day course and to reserve your first coaching session. I hope that makes sense. That's the feedback I've got for this page. Let's go back and see if there's any comments or questions here. So Joe. Nope. Okay. Let's take a look. Stacy says she'd like a review of festivallooks.com. All right, let's go for festivallooks.com, Stacy. All right, festivallooks.com. So let's see. Be Fest Fashion Chic. We bring you the hottest, latest festival fashion, and a piece to and a link that says right in here that says shop now. So when I click this shop now link, I go to collections. Okay. Let's see our Fest collections. So really what you have, this isn't really a landing page. I mean, it's a landing page, it's your home page, and you're directing people to shop right away with this shop now, and you take people to this collections page. But it doesn't really say you can buy these things. It just be a little bit more clear, like, purchase one of these collections, or browse our collections, or browse and buy our collections. Get it in people's head that this is something they can be shopping for. It's not just that you're informing them of the latest and hottest fashion festivals, that they can buy it directly from you, is my assumption. And then the other, because you've got a price and a sale, so clearly you can buy it here. And you've got this thing that says Arrow hairpin, and it says $0. So it happens here. So you're giving away this thing that has like $0 for something in exchange. This Arrow hairpin. I'm not sure how I get it for $0, but it seems to me if you're going to give something away, you want to get something in return. So you're not collecting anybody's email address here. So there was no contest or exit intent widget that popped up when I tried to leave the page saying sign up and get 10% off. There's these notifications that show up here and say people are buying things. But honestly, this doesn't get me to buy anything. I find it just distracting personally. It'd be much better if the notification that was popping up was something along the lines of join our newsletter list, because everybody I know that runs an e-commerce site or business knows that the lifeblood of that e-commerce site is their email list. And so what are you doing on this page to grow your email list? And the only thing you're doing is trying to get people to buy, and you've got this fear of missing out, be the first to know the latest, greatest deals, and just to subscribe. But there's not really an incentive other than be first, and you're not calling this out as a main call to action. Like, there's no pop-up that came up. Like, if you're gonna pop these things up in front of people's faces, you should pop up a little thing in the corner that says get the first, get the first to know about sales or something on these items, or get my free Arrow bracelet, my free Arrow hairpin by signing up with my email address. And then I think it would be you'd get a lot more email addresses, which is really what you want to do here. You really just want to, really to keep driving people to get on your email list, so that you can keep emailing them sales, specials, deals of things that they're interested in until they become repeat customers over and over again. I hope that made sense. I would just really take advantage of sort of lead generation tools. We offer some pop-ups and widgets at KickoffLabs that can clearly help you. You can ping me after the chat, Josh at KickoffLabs, if you'd like, and I'd be happy to give you some feedback and suggestions about what sort of tools we offer you could use. All right, so let's look at the next page here. And there's 2 pages that they're looking to A/B test. FizzPop, okay. So let's see, FizzPop, simple and fun monthly science kits for preschoolers. I love that you immediately go into what it is. So simple and fun monthly science kits for preschoolers. A lot of people fail right away at explaining what the thing is. And then you explain it in further detail. Whether your preschooler is interested in science or you just want to engage their curiosity, FizzPop's monthly experiments designed by Harvard parents will bring joy to kids and inspire a lifelong love of learning. What I would do here, so this page is actually really clear. Like, you've got a nice explanation of, a parent working with a kid. The image goes with the explanation that works really well. The image shows a science experiment on this side. So I really like this page. And you're saying enter to win a free kit. This should be on its own line, maybe called out in bold above the form here. Another thing about this form, we do offer the ability to square the form so the square can match the button. And I would consider using a larger button size. So kind of a small button with the medium size form item. So just to make it look a little better, you can square this off, a larger button, square this off, it's a larger button. As that same size input, and then I think it'll be a little bit clearer. So let's see. Let's enter to win a free kit. So you've got your incentive, which is great. So I like most about this page. Like I said, just put this on a separate line. Make this button a little larger. Square the border here as a really small change. And let's see what happens when I enter. So get invited. And it looks like you've currently got it set to redirect to the other page. that's probably not where you want it to go because I just signed up. And this is your B page, I assume, but it looks like in your campaign settings, you have it set to send people here as the thank you page. So I can't review your thank you page. If you could post that to the chat, it also let us know. I can help you with the campaign setting after the call. If you want to email support@kickofflabs.com, we can fix this so it's pointing to the right thank you page, because you probably don't want people to go to a second sign up page after they sign up the first time. So let's look at this page really quickly, since you did say you're A/B testing. Again, I love the image. You've got this kid doing science, smiling, and you've got FizzPop, monthly experiments to help preschoolers explore, understand, and learn. Team of education experts explain the different ways preschoolers develop how to transform. Download our free white paper. So here's what I'm going to say is, just in terms of an A/B test, you've changed a lot of things between those two pages. You've changed the main tagline, you've changed the body, and you've changed the incentive. Now, at the end of the day, you'll get told which page converts more people, but you won't have learned whether it was because this headline was different, whether it was because the incentive was different, or whether it was because this text was different, or whether it was just because the image was different on the page. So the best A/B tests really are the primary things on the page tested one at a time with the traffic. And so think about this when you're doing the A/B test. Do the exact same page as this one, but instead of enter to win a free kit, make it the download our free white paper. See which one wins. Then do, from the winner of that, do the exact same page and do the two different images. Same text, same incentive, two different images, and try that and see which one wins. Then do the exact same page and test the different headlines, because then you'll actually be learning what motivates your customers more strongly to subscribe and give you valid email addresses for their time. And so I would think about that when you're doing the A/B test. Is you're testing a whole lot of different things, and you're not going to know which one made the difference. Whereas if you just if you test one thing at a time, you can learn which one makes the difference. Hopefully that makes sense. And if you have any questions, like I said, let me know. I'd love to help you fix the issue with the page. Joe says, I guess that page is more of a services page that they navigate from. So I create a separate page. It's more of a landing page. Joe, that'd be my advice, is to have a dedicated page. Guess says our pages are for pre-launch phase of our subscription service. Yeah, I get that, and I think it's a great use of a pre-launch page. I just we can fix the issue with the thank you page, and hopefully my feedback about the A/B testing makes a lot of sense of what you're doing here. Any other comments or questions? Feel free to post them. I'm going to go through a couple other pages that came up really quickly here, since we've got some time today, and I'll wait for some comments to come up and some questions in here. So let's see. So the FizzPop guys did that. We did this page, and we did this page. All right. So I won't talk to another foreign language page today. So here we go. Enriched financial wellness.kickoffpages.com. The Enriched app. I feel like this page is missing a logo at the top, and then I don't understand why you would lead with taking people to Twitter and Instagram right away. It's just not, I mean, you're saying right away, go click to Instagram. Oh, you know what happens when I go click to Instagram? I go see what all my friends have posted for pictures, and I leave your landing page. So right away, I tell people, do not focus on your social media channels at the top of the page, and certainly don't lead with them like this, because you're just saying, hey, go to Twitter, and I go to Twitter like, hey, what else is happening on Twitter? I've totally forgotten about everything else you're gonna say next. And so don't do that. Get rid of those things. The Enriched app, I feel like this text could be larger, or you could have a logo. It would feel a little bit better, because right now it's sort of buried by these images. Stress out how to combine finances with a significant other. You're not alone. 88% of millennials say finances are a source of strain in their relationship. I don't know why you need the quote around it. I think it works without the quote, and the quote honestly just look a little strange in this font. And then I think this is a good headline. There's an easier way. Powder after become the dream. it could save your marriage. So you're saying relationship, and now you're saying marriage. Is it best to say marriage or stick with relationship? Because is this for people who are moved in together maybe but not married, or is it for people who are married? I would be clear and be okay with excluding some of the population that way. Our app guides step-by-step, personalized financial wellness journey, cutting-edge psychological science, discover financial backgrounds, deepen your connection, save your spot. Now, I feel like you should have the form, which you take people to with this button up here. Why not? It's not a complicated form. You just have two. You just have two fields. I would put the email field second, and I would put the the other form up here. I'm not even sure what you're asking for. Hello, I guess you're asking for first name. But do you need that in the form? And so I wouldn't necessarily have that. I would just have the email address and then the button. And you can make this form. This form can be the pill box, just like the button. And then you ask for the email address. And I would put that closer to the top. It could save your marriage right here. I would just have the form in line instead of the button. You can repeat the form at the bottom of the page if you want. But I would, at the bottom of the page, do the join the pilot and do the button. So you have the form right at the top, and then the button to go back to the form near the bottom of the page here. And so let's see what happens when I sign up now. So I'll sign up. Congrats, to be in touch with pilot participation details. You're already on your way from this to this. I get what you're doing with this graphic, but honestly, just on a close glance, they both feel stressful. Like there's a lot going on in both of these graphics. And so I'm not sure this gets the point across as much as you want. Like you're trying to say you're going from this disorganized thing with question marks to this. And honestly, just if you scan the graphics really quickly, it doesn't look like the second one is less stressful than the first one. And so I'm not quite sure that works. And you say share with friends, but the call to action is up here. But it's just the order of this page is wrong. Like you put these buttons here, but I don't know what they're for. You don't tell me until the bottom, share with friends, but then the buttons are up here. That doesn't make as much sense. You really just want to have congrats. We'll be in touch soon. Please, in the meantime, share with your friends, and then have some incentive for people to share with their friends, so that when people are sharing, they have some incentive. And then I don't know why you wouldn't list Facebook as a place to share. So I would list both Twitter, email, and Facebook as a place to share, to share links. And I think that would be better for you. So anyway, let us know if you have any comments or questions. I'm going to go look at some other pages now. Let's see if there are any comments or questions here. John Lucia, I linked the thank you page. Incredibly sorry about that. Thank you. Feedback is helpful. Should landing pages be different? Are they used for email campaign or AdWords? Landing pages are just when you want to dedicate to a task. And the task is you want somebody to complete the one step as opposed to being part of just your website. I mean, you can keep it as part of your website. I'm just saying I think it's often you'll find the conversion rate is better if you have a dedicated page there. Let's look at the next page. Awesome. I can't really tell what the point of this is, so I'm going to close it. Let's see. Vidmask.com, animated video for everyone. Vidmask is an online animated video maker, and you're leading with the video, which makes sense. But I would put the headline first and then the video and then the button, because people aren't going to play the video first. And maybe you think they are because you're a video production company, but most people want to read first. So I would put the headline, then the video, then the call to action here. And what happens when I take the call to action? Nothing. Well, this is the reason this landing page won't work. If you click sign up now and it doesn't do anything, maybe it means to take me to this subscribe thing down here, but then why should I subscribe? It doesn't tell me why. So, you've lost most of the people on this page already, just not having a working form. Look at solely, let's see. close this. Okay, here we go. mybodymodel.kickoffpages.com. So I'm going to close the exit intent widget here that popped up. I don't know why. So I know how you're trying to introduce it. I just can't get over pages without the logo at the top, and I would have a transparent version of the logo that works on here at the top of the page, above the box or above the image. And then it says everybody body is different, every body is beautiful. Great. We're creating technology to make fashion sketching templates that are tailored to your unique measurements. Boy, couldn't you just say get fashion tailored to your measurements? Like, this is a lot of words to say we're custom tailoring to unique measurements. Imagine sketching your sewing plans and garment designs on a model that looks like you. Yeah, so, or just this line here. So you don't need the whole line. And then say kickstarting soon, sign up to stay in the loop and find out how to enter. I would really call up like, enter to win my own croquet downloader, enter to win my own custom measurements. Like, put the incentive on a separate line like I called out earlier, and let's see what happens when I sign up. I love the step-by-step here. So thanks, you're on the list to be notified as soon as the Kickstarter launches. Help us get the word out there. Right here, I would stick with the referral first instead of the follow, because what you really want is people to spread the word on the page. So I would put the referral as step 1 with these referral buttons as step 1, and then step 2, follow us on Facebook and Instagram. That way you're really prioritizing the viral aspect of the page, and you'll have more success that way. All right, see if there are any comments or questions. If you go back to ours, the SciPop pages. Yeah, let's take a look at your thank you page here. So I can do that. I can do that really quickly here. And we'll close on that, the thank you page here. So if this is refreshed and I say, Josh, I'm still taking me to the wrong place. There we go. Okay. You want to change the other page too. It looks like you just changed one of the pages. All I'm getting here is just our standard thanks for your interest, share or personal links, but it looks like you shared a link here in the page. So let's look at this page. Thanks for signing up. You've registered for a free kit. Refer a friend and you could win an annual subscription. Wow, you made that really simple, just one friend. You might consider 2 or something as a goal, but I kept it really simple. So instead of just saying share, I would say refer a friend. You're saying refer a friend here. I would copy that text line here and say use these links to refer a friend, or refer a friend with these links. And then you don't have to double it in this statement here. Again, I think I pointed out earlier, we now have the ability to make these buttons larger, and so I think it'll look better if you use a larger size for these sharing buttons as well, so they'll stand out a little bit more. The other thing is I would put your logo on this page, so the thank you page, just so people know what they've signed up for. Like if they come back later, having that logo here, but having it on this page would just remind people what they signed up for, and that way if they come back to it, like free kit, free what kit, and I would also say free fizz pop kit. That way it's obvious. And I think there was another thank you page here. Let's see what this other thank you page here is. Oh, and the page title says one goal, so that's, you can change the page title. Let us know if you have questions about how to change the page title. Let's go with this one. Here's your free white paper. Download now share this free white paper with your friends. I personally like the one goal referral and the enter to win approach, but again, you don't really, you're testing that. So I would, as long as you're sending it to both, I think it's fine to have this approach. But again, let me know if you've got any questions. I'll stick around in the chat after. This kind of viral page is the sort of thing that we make easy. So my favorite new page was honestly the one that we showed here, the concept of this one goal where you just give people a really simple sharing goal. Get 3, get 5, get 10 people, and here's how to share it. And then here's what you'll get for it. We make that kind of page really easy to get going. You can do leaderboards, you can do wait lists as we've seen, you can do A/B testing. We prevent fraud with duplicate IP address checks. If you've used our product, I'd love to get your feedback, josh@kickofflabs.com. If you haven't used our product, I'd love you to take a try and let us know what you think and how we can help you get more leads. We're both for new companies starting up and for existing companies that want to grow their email list, doubling or tripling with some viral contests to get their leads engaged. So that's all I've got for you guys today. I'll hang out in the chat for a few minutes and answer any other questions. Thanks and have a great day.